In a move that signals a profound realignment of geopolitical and military alliances in the Eastern Mediterranean and the broader Middle East, the Arab Republic of Egypt is reportedly in advanced discussions to formally join Turkey's ambitious next-generation fighter jet program, the KAAN. This potential partnership, if finalized, would mark a seismic shift in regional dynamics, bringing together two historical rivals with formidable militaries under the banner of indigenous technological sovereignty and challenging the traditional dominance of Western and Russian arms suppliers in the region. The collaboration would see Egypt not merely as a customer, but as a strategic partner and financier in Turkey's flagship Aerospace project, fundamentally altering the calculus of air power from North Africa to the Levant. The Turkish KAAN, developed by Turkish Aerospace Industries (TAI), is the cornerstone of Ankara's vision for a self-reliant defense industry. Conceived as a fifth-generation stealth multi-role fighter, the aircraft is designed to perform air-to-air combat, precision air-to-ground strikes, and intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance (ISR) missions with advanced stealth capabilities, sensor fusion, and supersonic performance. Its maiden flight in February 2024 was a national triumph for Turkey, showcasing its technological ambitions despite its expulsion from the US-led F-35 Joint Strike Fighter program over the acquisition of Russian S-400 missile systems. For President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the KAAN is not just a weapons system, it is a symbol of national prestige and strategic autonomy, a project that aims to free Turkey from the whims of foreign arms embargoes and political conditionalities. Egypt's potential entry into this program is born from a parallel, albeit distinct, set of strategic imperatives. Under President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, Cairo has embarked on a massive military modernization effort, traditionally relying on a diverse fleet sourced from the United States, F-16s, France, Rafales, and Russia, MiG-29s. However, this diversification brings logistical complexity and, crucially, a vulnerability to political pressure. The United States, a long-standing security partner, has periodically withheld or threatened to withhold military aid over human rights concerns. The KAAN partnership offers an enticing alternative, a path toward co-producing a cutting-edge fighter jet, gaining invaluable technology transfer, and securing a stable, politically unencumbered supply chain for its future Air Force needs. It is a bold gambit for technological emancipation and a clear signal of its desire to chart a more independent foreign policy course. The mere possibility of an Egyptian-Turkish defense pact of this magnitude would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. For over a decade, Cairo and Ankara have been entrenched in a bitter rivalry, stemming from the Egyptian military's ouster of President Mohamed Morsi, a Muslim Brotherhood leader backed by Turkey, in 2013. The two nations found themselves on opposing sides of the Libyan civil war and in a tense standoff over maritime boundaries and natural gas resources in the eastern Mediterranean. The recent, careful diplomatic thaw, marked by high-level visits and a mutual willingness to reset relations, has now moved beyond symbolic gestures to potentially its most concrete manifestation yet, a shared multi-billion-dollar project to build a dominant weapons platform for the 21st century. Analysts point to the immense strategic benefits for both nations. For Turkey, Egypt's financial backing would be a game-changer, injecting crucial capital to offset the massive research, development, and production costs of the KAAN program. Egypt's participation would also guarantee a large initial order, improving economies of scale and making the aircraft more viable for export to other third-party nations. Furthermore, it dramatically expands Turkey's strategic depth, effectively breaking its regional isolation and creating a powerful bloc that could counterbalance the influence of other regional powers. For Egypt, beyond the technological and strategic autonomy, the move is a masterstroke of diplomatic hedging. It deepens a relationship with a resurgent regional power while simultaneously sending a stark message to its traditional Western partners that alternatives are actively being pursued. This does not necessarily mean a full break with the West, but it significantly strengthens Cairo's hand in any future negotiations over arms sales or political support. The message is clear: options exist. However, the path forward is fraught with monumental challenges. Integrating the complex defense industries and stringent security protocols of two different nations is a Herculean task. Questions remain about the division of production work shares, access to the jet's most sensitive source code and avionics, and the long-term sustainability of the partnership amidst potential future political disagreements. Moreover, the KAAN itself is still years away from serial production, and integrating systems from various international suppliers, including potential British and European components, with a new partner like Egypt could add layers of complexity. The potential Egypt-Turkey axis on the KAAN fighter jet is more than an arms deal. It is a bellwether of a new multipolar Middle East. It demonstrates how regional powers, frustrated by the constraints of partnering with global superpowers, are increasingly willing to collaborate with each other to achieve strategic goals and technological parity. This shift could potentially marginalize traditional suppliers and redraw the map of influence in a volatile region. As both nations navigate this bold new partnership, the world will be watching, aware that the roar of the KAAN's engine may herald the sound of a changing world order.